You know, one of the things that we're doing right here in Philadelphia Veterans Court is we're taking our veterans who get in trouble with the law, we're taking them to Gradeford Prison. Actually, it's called SCI Phoenix here in Pennsylvania. It's where our lifers go. And in there, they have a block full of veterans. So a lot of them went to Vietnam, came home, did some really dumb criminal stuff, wound up in prison for life or for 40 years. So they're sitting up there on a block. They've tried to turn their lives around as best they can while they're in prison. Most of them are going to stay there till they're dead. But some of them become peer specialists. So I went up there a couple of years ago for Veterans Day. They kept sending me these invitations, this group that's in this prison. So I finally went up, and I met a couple of them. Really good people sitting in jail. Now, for me to say that, yes, they committed some crimes, and that crime does define them, but they have a lot more to offer. And just in this afternoon visit, we decided to try to bring the veterans that come in front of me, who come home from war, come home from service, and are now have allegations of crimes. Generally speaking, any violence or any kind of guns. I forced them to go up there to talk to these lifers in SCI Phoenix. Peer-to-peer. It's not a scared straight. It's go in there. They sit at a round table. We'll send 8 to 10 of our guys. They have 4 or 5 veterans that sit around and talk to them, try to experience. Say, hey, I'm from Overbrook. I'm from West Philly. I'm from the Northeast Philly, whatever. They get that common bond. I was a Marine. Hey, I actually served with your father. I mean, there's been some moments already that have been just really surreal. So these veterans that are in jail, most of them for life, are now talking to my guys who are going through a process to avoid going to jail. If they complete my program, they don't go to jail. So now they're meeting together, and these Vietnam veterans who are in jail are giving back to the current veterans by saying, don't make that snap decision where you're in a Wawa line and some guy disses you and you go ahead and jack him up and stab him in his throat like you did when you were overseas. Don't do that. You can't. You're going to go to jail. It's not the enemy. So these guys are pouring their hearts out to my veterans. So it's one of those things where we can use the folks in prison to help keeping others from going. But if we could have gotten to those guys sooner, how much they could have offered before they committed their horrible crimes that they're now serving for. And those who are going to get released, how do we make sure when they come out, they're rehabilitated? And that's a matter of all kinds of programs that really need to come into effect, including the therapist and the psychiatrist, to help them get over the trauma that they experienced, whether it was in Vietnam or whether it was here in the great city of Philadelphia.
There's so much. It seems to me that a lot of these problems are generational, that we're experiencing today, or by we I mean veterans in the 21st century are experiencing the same things that veterans in Vietnam experienced. And then if you think about fathers, and mothers, grandparents who have been in the cycle of poverty and trauma and incarceration, that there is a connection there. So do you think that, I know that's a long-winded question, do you think that this program that you're doing helps the Vietnam veterans too who are currently in prison? Do you think that they find purpose in that and that's rehabilitative to them?
Absolutely is. The feedback that we're getting directly from them, according to my mentors that go up there, as well as the prison supervisors, the people that are up there, they love it. They love it because they feel they're connecting. They're connecting with the veterans that aren't in jail yet. And, you know, they don't want them to come into jail. They don't want to be their cellies. They don't want them to be their cellmates. They want to keep them out of jail. So, yeah, I think they're getting as much out of it as our guys are. Absolutely. And for those who someday may get out, you know, it's given them a sense of accomplishment, and maybe they can get out and be some sort of peer-to-peer specialist, you know, with others when they're out.
according to the Department of Justice, 60% of veterans in prison are there for violent offenses. Why do you think that is? For violent charges.